Yo, what up, though? So I don't know if you got a chance. Check out that New York Times article that stated that there's a low enrollment rate to college amongst young black males. Now, if you haven't checked it out, go read the details yourself. But for now, I'm gonna give you some things that kind of stood out to me. I'm gonna paraphrase them for you. The first one, Howard University, my alma mater. The attendees there, 25% of them are men, and only 19% of that 25% are black males. Today, black men account for 26% at HBCUs from a low 38% from back in 1976. They also listed some of the causes of low enrollment rate to college amongst young black males. The first one is cost. Howard University itself estimates it costs for attendance for an undergraduate exceeds $50,000 a year. That's $50,000 a year. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know too many everyday life black families that can afford $50,000 a year just to invest in a higher education. The third one, second one actually, it really stands out to me. And that one is the systematic issues that we don't talk about enough. Trump asked the Supreme Court to allow him to terminate more than $600 million in teacher training grants that would decimate two of the education department's largest professional development programs. In short, teachers who add nothing with nothing and make miracles with students are going to get their nothing cut in half and be told, go do some Jesus work. Now, this next one, high school suspensions amongst black males, is very high. Now, I resonate with this a little bit deeper than I said the other one because I went through high schools. I was testing my mother's love every single day. And it's said within the article, and I'm paraphrasing, that a lot of these young black males who are barely crossing the finish line to them, and they were always suspended, always demonized for who they were, that why would you want to invest in 4 years at an institution to go through that again? They're traumatized by it. And I guarantee you, if you was to ask the average everyday black adult male right now how many overworked or racist teachers told them that they weren't going to be ish when they became an adult, I guarantee you a lot of them will raise their hand. Look, I was a youth counselor for 10 years of my life post-college. It's how I paid the bills working as a freelance journalist. I've expressed it to you before. I worked with age 14 to 25. I've helped multiple young black girls make that transition healthy from a high school to college. You know how many young black males I helped? Probably a handful, barely 10. Two I can recall, they dropped out in the first semester. One, I know that won a full year. Now, a lot of them just had no interest. Some of them rather go to trade school. There's no shade to that, none at all. And a lot of people like to say, oh, well, it's because they only want to be what they can see. They only want to see the ball players, and they only want to see the drug dealers, and they only want to be the rappers. And there's some truth to that, especially to those of us that were young millennials or Gen Xers who came up in that era. That is exactly what we saw. But it's a little bit different. Number one, before I speak about the influence, I got to speak about the expectations for a young black male, completely different from the expectations of a young black girl. Oftentimes what I've seen with young black males, they're celebrated for just showing up. A lot of times it becomes, oh, you ain't had no kids out here, all these multiple women, you ain't selling no drugs, you ain't in out of jail, you made it. And it's a big hurrah for that. And yeah, I get it. That's cool. But you wasn't going to be doing that anyway. That's not something to go around and wear as a suit of armor for. See, I get it. They're looking at those things and they're saying, cool, I'm at it. But we also got to think about the timeline. When you look at the timeline, there's a lot of people that are out here making nothing look cool. Not hard work, but nothing look cool. Okay? And if you're a young kid coming up and you've seen a postgraduate who is struggling with paying their school loans and can't even get a job because they're quote unquote overqualified, yeah, that streaming thing or that cryptocurrency that's going to make you rich in a year, some of my little young mentees always tell me, that looks way more appealing. It's a collection of things that you can kind of borrow from this, but one thing that I don't even hesitate to say that I feel like lacks accountability is the collection of us that are black alumni. Oftentimes I've seen black alumni when they speak about the joys or the opportunity to go to a black college, they start to code switch, meaning they start to talk about the academia part in comparison to white colleges. They only want to talk about how many lawyers and doctors that came out of university, and I think that's fine. You do need to talk about the academics when it comes to a college. That's very important. But we also need more human stories. Like, what was it like to study with your crush up to 6 a.m. because you had an exam? How about meeting people from all walks of life? Look, when I was at Howard, I met Negroes from Alaska. Negroes, Alaska is something I never thought would be in the same sentence. coming together and all of us pitching in and buying a piece of developing that bond. One thing that college offers you is these lifelong friendships, these network of people that a lot of us come from environments or neighborhoods or families, but we don't have that inherited network like they have, okay? And college can give you that. Something else that needs to be brought up is the fact that going to a college actually helps you when it comes to understanding how to conduct an actual thought from facts versus feelings. Understanding how to have these things, these qualities about you that you can carry into life when it comes to your thinking power. You're being challenged during some real important years. And I get it. People tell me all the time, yo, college ain't for everybody. College ain't for everybody. They told me that when I was coming up. College ain't for everybody. Then one day I said to myself, but what is for everybody? A lot of things ain't for you, but you do them to help you get to the next level. And if you have that opportunity, you can go there, then why not go? Look, this isn't an antidote situation. It's going to be able to be solved overnight. It's multiple problems, hence why we're going to need multiple solutions. And if anything that I said to you resonates to the point where you're feeling like you agree with me or you disagree, scratch what you feel about me. We need to do something about this alarming low rate, because 26% today can be so low tomorrow that they may not be able to recover. Now, you think about that.